Contract never got written that way. So that $12,000 never went to what they thought it was going to go to. Here they come all of a sudden. Now it's time for them to refinance. And guess what? They can't refinance because they still have to come up with an extra $42,000. They're like, oh, no, that $42,000 was just for the right for you to buy the property in the future if you wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Lost the house, lost their money, lost everything. They called me crying. Sorry, guys. I wish I could help you. You didn't trust me to begin with. Why would you trust me now? Tough lesson.
They bought it to live in it?
They were living in that house. They'd already been living in the house for a number of years. Sweet couple. I mean, I feel for them. Yeah. Got to be careful. Contracts. Great segue. Checks in the mail. All right, guys. Your deal is only as good as the contract used to secure it. That could not have been timed any perfectly. It's your job to know what contracts to use and when. That's what you get paid for. That's it. Your contracts is what make you money. So contracts to buy, purchase and sale agreement, P&S. We have contracts that we're going to assign, contracts that are for subject to purchases, and equity purchase contracts. Pierre, these are only for California only, and it's based on the Civil Code Statute 1695.
And that's a foreclosure house.
Foreclosure house. Yep. It is the Homeowner Equity Protection Act.
Yes,
Read it, become familiar with it. 1695. It's not long, but you're going to get these slides.
all the disclosures,
Yeah.
things of recension.
Yep, we're going to definitely go into greater detail here. So what else do you want to get signed at time of contract? A letter of authorization and seller disclosures. All of this is going to be in your guys' books, and we're going to be using these under Module 4. So your flash drive has this, and then, of course, we're going to go into detail here. All right. So your assignable purchase and sale agreements. When would you use an assignable purchase and sale? Wholesale. When you're going to sign the contract. So it's going to be a wholesale deal. So basically it says that you can, buyer may assign or otherwise transfer any of buyer's rights, titles, and interest in and to this purchase agreement to a third party without seller's consent. I don't need your permission, Mom. I can do this. So I wrote here just wholesale contract. So I actually want to take the time with you and read through these contracts. All right? And I'm going to go through them how I will go through them with my sellers. I'm not going to sit there and go, number 3, prorations. Real property taxes will be prorated based on the current time. I'm not going to do that with my seller. I'm going to be like, ba, 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 ba. This is what this means. So I'm going to give you the gist of these contracts. If you want to go into the nuts and bolts and read them even more granular detail, you're more than welcome to. I encourage you to at least once, so you at least know what you're signing. But when you're explaining it to them, I want to have you hear what I say to my seller when they ask me, like, what's this mean? What does this mean? And we're cool to go with that.
Make a request.
Hang on real quick, hang on.
That this is sort of like earmarked.
All right, and then we're done. Okay, thank you, guys.
Because I'm definitely going to want to go back through this and listen to how you go through contracts. Because that's something I'm definitely going to want to go back and listen to soon. So, can we make? Are these going to be like chaptered out when we get the video?
I don't know how he's going to do it. Honestly, I don't.
That's my request.
Yeah. So,
we can get through this.
how about I make a request? You just pay attention. I'm just kidding, guys. Eric is like, he's like my kid brother. We're probably like the same age anyway, though. Eric and I, we do a lot of deals together. So, what was that?
I think I'm 3 months older. You are.
How old are you?
Now I'm 38.
And now you are? Oh, he is older than I am. He's my dad. When was your birthday, man?
April.
Oh, man, happy birthday. All right. So, wholesale contract. So this contract was made, so it's just the date, the seller, and their address. It's between You as the buyer and or signs, and then your mailing address. Okay? Any clarification on that? Pretty straightforward. Purchase and sell, you're just going to put in the property's address. Purchase price, you're going to put in, I'd actually leave this blank. So I don't put in purchase price yet because I don't know. Terms, I leave blank. So proration, basically it says any proration of the property taxes up until the day of close is the seller's responsibility. Anything after that are my responsibilities. Pretty straightforward. Any defects, basically they're saying, hey, look, there's no like crazy things wrong with my property. Like you're not going to get like, you know, there's no radioactive material on the property, nothing hazardous, you're not going to die. So they're warranting that. There's no judgments that are looming on the property that's going to take away any of the equity. So basically you're just finding out like, hey, are these things, do you own the property? Is there anything wrong with it? Do I have anything I have to worry about if I buy it from you? Possession, they're going to give you the keys on the day you close, if not sooner. Inspections, you have the right to give the property owner 24-hour in advance right to inspect the property before the closing date. Now you have contingencies. This is on the second page here, number 8. On page 13, it's number 8. So this is where you want to put your contingencies. So it says, the inspection report must be satisfactory to the buyer, and all deposit monies will be immediately refunded and all contract obligations considered null and void if something were to come up and arise during your inspection period. So I just put here, the inspection shall be conducted and contingency concluded within 21 business days, 14 business days, 7 business days, whatever you prefer to put in there. So this is your weasel clause.
So like what we talked about.
Get free out of jail clause. This is it right here. If you wanted to, you could be that guy that goes and puts 50 properties under contract, puts them all under for 21 days, tries to sell all 50, whatever you can't sell, like, oh, sorry guys, try to sell it, couldn't do it, and backs out, just ties up a bunch of property. You will probably be fined for that.
Find it?
Yeah, dude. You get busted. You will, maybe not fined, but you will lose your reputation in town, and no one will do business with you.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, there are guys that do that.
Quick question.
Yep.
Do you ever buy as an entity instead of as Ryan Nickel?
My number one seller is an entity, or buyer. Excuse me. My number one buyer is an entity. He's also a real estate agent. So what do I put in there under terms? Contract may be assigned to such and such LLC, where the principal owner is a real estate agent. If you are selling to a licensed real estate agent, you have to notify that in writing to the seller. Yep.
Is it on here?
That's what my terms are.
So if you don't have a buyer, get under contract, find your buyer's real estate agent, have to go back to the seller, say, I'm assigning this to a real estate agent.
If he's the buyer. Yeah. So, yeah, and I've done addendums. It's not a big deal. Yep.
Why wouldn't you just have that built in?
Because I don't know if he's always going to buy my properties or not.
Can't you say
First contract, then the-
may assign to a, can't you just put it in there as a maybe?
Everything has to be definitive. Like,
I've had other contracts where it's a checkbox. I either check it yes or no. I don't even worry about it. It takes me all of 2 seconds to write it in. Yeah. So the contingency in this. So the important things are here is you get the seller's information right, and then the contingency is your way out, guys. Okay. So if you can't sell it, you're out.
So yesterday, you know, for me, so we were talking about, since I'm new, I can put in like 30 days. That gives me enough time to find a buyer.
Yeah.
Anything sooner, if I get also that sooner, then I'm just looking.
Okay, exactly right. Yeah.
so on that 30 days thing, I thought you said you do a 14 inspection.
I never put an inspection more than 21 days. Yeah, 14, 21, 7. But 30 is like, it's kind of like, what do you need 30 days to inspect my property for?
So just put 21.
I put 21, yeah. You can get into start
I'm
marketing.
just trying to.
But that's business days, so you're looking still at 4 weeks.
It's actually calendar days.
Oh.
Yep.
Yours says working days.
Oh, okay, well, there you go, 21 business days. There you go, even better. So,
I don't know what.
see, I don't even know what my own contract says.
It says working days.
It's the traditional
Working is legally the same thing as business?
I guess so,
Yep.
yeah.
Work is business.
Risk of loss, basically you're saying to the seller, hey, look, you know what, anytime that Between now and until I close, anything that happens to your property, that's your responsibility. I can't control anything. If someone wants to come in and vandalize the property, it's not my fault. Number 10, acceptance. Basically, you're giving them a deadline. Seller must accept this contract. I usually go out like 2 or 3 days by 5 p.m. If they don't accept it, then it becomes null and void. So my deposit, $500. It's my escrow deposit. Closing, I put the closing date on them before at 5 p.m., whatever that date is, usually 30 days out is where I put it, maybe 45 days, just depends. Subject to 90-day period in which the buyer is permitted to clear any title problem. So if something comes up in the title report like, oh, by the way, did you know you had child support? What the heck? Oh, yeah, you owe child support. Okay. Now you have 90 days to let them clear that child support thing. Could buy you more time to find a buyer.